Want to grow your business and take it to the next level? Well, here we all are, and we're going to show you how through hard work, perseverance, and a little help and know-how, you can take things to the next level and push the success of your business even further. Let's get going.
Welcome everyone, Paul Wright here with your next episode of the Practiceology Podcast, the science of running a highly profitable and successful allied health business that works without you. And I've headed my great friend in the UK, Tor Davies, to join us today. Tor, thanks for being part of the program.
My pleasure, thank you.
You can't drink what I throw to you. You got to...
I thought we were podcasting, not videoing.
Well, it's still video. The video goes out as well, so it's audio and video. But I should have explained that before, but regardless. Now, so Tor Davies, as you can work out, her professional life began as a physiotherapist in Addenbrooke's Hospital in the UK. She completed a Bachelor of Science in Sport and Exercise Science, University of Birmingham. She then got into marketing. She became a marketeer with a London marketing agency and moved into medical journalism, where her publishing passion was born. She then launched a transitional medical journal. She's been all over the place, aimed at musculoskeletal therapists working in private practice. And that's still in print today. You might know it as the Co-Kinetic Journal. 2,500 subscribers across 23 countries. Yet for years, though, while looking for a greater sense of purpose in her work, she asked her customers one question: what's the one thing about your business that keeps you awake at night? And it's a great question to ask. And a unanimous answer was finding new clients, which then led Tor down this path of producing ready-made marketing content, social media, blogs, pre-written nurture emails, and everything that we hate doing as health business owners. She's now built an all-in-one sales and marketing platform that helps practitioners put the marketing content she produces out into their client lists without any IT skills. How's that? Welcome to the practice. Well, welcome to the program, Tor.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
All right. So our 7 questions in 7 minutes. You ready to go? I'm going to set the timer on you.
Let's do it.
You're under pressure. Let's see how we go. You're away. Tor Davies, who is your ideal client?
Well, that's actually quite a tricky question, because when I started out, I wanted to kind of create the solution for the sort of Davids of the physical therapy world in terms of marketing, so they could compete against the Goliaths. And I wanted to give them, like, these small sort of single or dual practitioner businesses the ability to compete with the same kind of quality of content that the big businesses could afford to invest in. And I do have a lot of those smaller single practitioner businesses subscribing, but the reality is, you can't keep a good horse down. And when the bigger practices started to see that they could get a real massive big bang for their buck with my content, they've sort of jumped on board. And to be honest, they really use it much more effectively because they know what they're trying to do with their marketing. And so, that's kind of much more rewarding because I see it being used properly. So really, I love both of them. I love the small business because I love the underdog, but the big businesses do use it to the better effectiveness, I think.
Beautiful. Well, question number 2. So what's the problem you actually solve for them, Tor? What do you help them with?
Well, therapists hate marketing. They just don't seem to know what to do with it, and they hate the whole vision of it and the feeling of it, I think.
All right. Well, it's common, isn't it? We all had it. Question 3 then, which we'll expand more on. What are the typical symptoms people experience when they hate marketing?
Well, I did a survey of about 1,500 therapists, and I asked them what their single biggest marketing obstacle was. And basically, it was really interesting. It came back to 6 answers, but nearly 60% of them said lack of marketing knowledge. So knowledge was the biggest issue. 20% of them said lack of time. 10% or so said they didn't have access to good marketing resources and content. 5% said they worried about coming across as being salesy, which is obviously quite a common thing. Yep. 4% said they lacked the technology skills, and 3% said cost was an issue. So basically what I set out to do was solve those 6 issues. So that's why I create the resources, which saves time. And obviously being a publisher, a peer-reviewed journal, I know how to do that. And all our content is peer-reviewed, even if it's the marketing content. So it means that our resources tend to sort of exceed the quality of most stuff that you would get from a generic marketing agency, I guess. And I created the content to produce a proper funneled structure, which then keeps people on track. So that kind of helps out with the knowledge obstacle. I've also produced a marketing manual, which I'll mention later, which also explains this funnel in kind of more detail. And I use a strategy called content marketing, which I know you're familiar with, which is all about having a focus on consistently delivering value to the people who are consuming your content. So, for example, we use lots of patient handouts and lots of educational social media and infographics and all the blogs. It's all about kind of building reputation, building authority, helping. So that time kind of takes away that sense of being salesy.
Yeah, okay.
And then I built the technology to do it all for you, because I realized people could get the content, but then they didn't know how to use it. And cost, well, I think my subscriptions are ridiculously lowly priced. So there we go. That's my six symptoms and the solutions to them, which is basically what I built the business on.
So question 4, with 3.5 minutes left. So what are the common mistakes people make, Tor, when they initially try and solve their marketing fear or marketing dislike?
Well, that's a good question. Lots of people just get caught up doing the wrong things at the wrong time, that don't really move the needle for their business. And that's mainly because they don't have a clear strategy and they don't have the knowledge of what they should be doing. And so that's kind of the answer I try and provide in my webinar, which I'll also mention later, because I've kind of tried to narrow them down to the sort of 20% of marketing activities that will give them 80% of their results. Because it's, comes down to 5 or 6 activities, to be fair. And if you just focus on those. Neglecting email lists, that's a big bad wolf. Most people don't nurture their email list, don't build their email list. And in my view, that's the single one thing people should be doing, regardless of whether they need patients now, because when you do need them, that's your best place to generate a business, as we all know. Yeah. And the most frustrating mistake I think I see people doing is just getting caught up wasting valuable time doing something that they think they ought to be doing. Social media being a classic example. Doesn't mean social media doesn't have a role to play, but just 99% of the time people are doing it totally wrong. So again, lack of knowledge.
Question 5, with 2 and a bit minutes left. So what's a valuable free action Practiceology podcast listeners can do to help them with this? What can they do?
Well, without being too arrogant, I would say sign up to my webinar. It is free. There's absolutely nothing salesy in it. It's literally 20% of marketing activities. It's like a crash course in marketing. And I go through every marketing activity and explain the kind of pros and cons of each one. I even use a spreadsheet at the end to demonstrate kind of which activities will give you your biggest bang of the buck. And it's co-kinetic.com/8020 in numbers.
Do you want to say that again, Tor? That was too quick for my slow brain. What was the link?
Yeah, it's co-kinetic, so that's co-kinetic.com and then 8020 in numbers.
Beautiful.
8020.
So, and there's another resource. So question 6 is another valuable free resource. You've got the webinar. What's the manual you talked about? Because that's hot.
Yeah, so in April, I basically wrote my April journal to be a marketing handbook, because I was so frustrated with this lack of knowledge thing, and I had so much fun doing it. It bled into like 64 pages. I was like, can we have another 4 pages? Loads of infographics, loads of visuals, but it basically takes you through how to build a very simple marketing funnel and through to how you can really make that funnel work and convert into sales. It's a really good resource. So
where's that at? Where do they get it?
Fully open access. You can get that at co-kinetic.com/compendium.
Compendium. We can't spell compendium, health professional. Is it what you're a marketing expert and you've ripped in a compendium?
Well, it's a bulk of knowledge. That's what a compendium is. So I couldn't think of anything else. Handbook's boring,
Book. I don't know.
They're boring. It's more than a book. It's like a Bible.
So with 30 seconds left, Tor, what's one question I should have asked you that would give great value to our audience? They're getting great value. The webinar and the resource is great, the book. What's the question I should have asked you?
I think the biggest thing is people just need to reframe in their heads what marketing is. Everyone is petrified of it. They don't like it. They think it's about being salesy, and it isn't about being salesy. I think the thing that we have to think about is it's about building relationships. That's all that marketing is. And it's about giving value. If you do it in the right way, it's not, you're not forcing people to buy something that they don't want to buy. That's when it's salesy and cringy. But if all you're doing is giving value, and being there so that when they're ready to buy and giving them opportunities to buy in that, so that's maybe the slightly salesy bit, but it's all about establishing their need and their want before you kind of pitch anything to them. And if you can reframe in your head that marketing is really just about building relationships, building trust, and adding value, then that's what it is. It's a customer journey. And it should just, if you can think of it in that way, then I think it would help people a lot.
I've been a big supporter of Tor's work over the years. She's got the content she creates. If you ever sit there and say, I haven't got time to create the content, or I don't know how to do the emails, or I can't do the social media, she's been doing it all for you for a ridiculously low price. So get involved with Tor, check out her program, the webinar, check out the resource. But the whole program is sensational, Tor. You've been a revelation for a lot of my owners. They just use your stuff, and it's just done for them, which we love.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. I mean, I just like making a difference to people's lives, and this does help, which is the thing that I always set out to do.
You did 7 minutes easy, Tor. How easy was that?
I thought I had it. I'd rehearsed it a couple of times. I knew I could keep it into the 7 minutes.
Thanks for being part of the Practiceology podcast. You are a superstar. If you haven't watched our monthly webinar for the Practiceology, go to mypracticeology.com, register for the monthly demonstration, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. So you can find that at mypracticeology.com. See you in the next one.